ready to defend their home floor. Broadcasting live, 2K Sports presents the NBA. You know, Greg, so often we talk about depth, but how important is it for these teams to possess it?
Yeah, especially with the amount of injuries we see happen every season. It's so critical that teams have players that are ready to step up and produce. It really allows you to not have to change the way you play.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Rudy Gobert is out there with Randall, and it's MP in at the point. Now, MP, following the three-point attempt by Tyrese Halliburton. Kicks it out to MP. Gobert with a screen for MP. Back to Gobert, and that one is good.
With his giant frame, Gobert sets a good screen and then just pivots into open position.
Outside Turner. Back to Halliburton. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on MP.
Yeah, easy call.
First trip to the line for him here.
And examining his numbers this season, we can see that he's been an exceptional free throw shooter, right around 85.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
So valuable to this team. Halliburton gives them whatever they need when they need it. This guy is both patient and prolific.
You know, Coach, what more can you ask? The reigning 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert.
Well, Kevin, since you asked, his impact in the playoffs hasn't always been the same as during the regular season. That's got to be the next step.
For Indiana, they come into this one following a loss to Brooklyn. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. What do you got for us, D.A.?
Well, Kevin, Rick Carlisle gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. The first thing Coach brought up, Rudy Gobert, the multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year. They're worried about Rudy's length, of course, saying it causes total havoc around the rim. So the counter is lots of threes and avoiding Gobert in the lane. The French center still with a massive effect on the game plan. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Now, MP. Following the three-point attempt by Pascal Siakam. Randall, a screen on Mathurin. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Minnesota shooting their first free throw of the night.
Anthony Edwards at the line for 1.
And the technical free throw is good.
You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
Randall, a screen on Halliburton. And there's the bucket from MP.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Halliburton passes to Mathurin. Pass to Turner. And Siakam has it in the corner. 5 on the clock. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Yeah, they might want to think about a high percentage look the next time down the floor.
Gobert with a screen for MP. And the basket by Gobert.
And smooth dish from MP. That's talent and teamwork.
And here's Halliburton. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. 11-point game coming off that loss against the Nets.
Yeah, sometimes the matchups just aren't in your favor no matter what you do. And it seems like your opponent does it better.
Yeah, it wasn't a close one. And sometimes that's the kind of loss you'd rather have because it really gets the attention of your players.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Yeah, they've come out with more energy and effort, and that's reflected in the score.
Here's Mathurin after the basket by Minnesota. Siakam inside the three-point line. Hits the jumper in space.
Rise and fires. This is Siakam's attitude off the catch. And with these results, you understand why.
Halliburton against MP. Fires for 3. They get it again. And Gobert kicks to Edwards. MP outside. Launches a three, and the three ball is good. MP's got 10.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Minnesota making some changes. Williams, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Alexander Walker comes in for McDaniels. And it's Trey Mann in for Edwards. 1:02 left here in the opening quarter. Siakam finds McConnell, topping with it. And here is Neesmith. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Just 2 to shoot. A shot by McConnell, no good.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
And again, it's Minnesota converting.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. McConnell against MP. And McConnell gets it to go.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Here's MP. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. 14 points for him.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Siakam deciding where to go with it. Lets it go from deep. Sinks the three-pointer. Siakam's got 5 points so far.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
MP has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. We come back right after this. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, the way they've been attacking inside is phenomenal. Consistently getting high percentage looks, and that's what great offenses are all about.
And another thing Coach will be thrilled with, the assist numbers, spreading the wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. We've got Williams. Trey Mann is out there with MP. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Randall in its center. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey guys, MP in the last time out against the Pelicans got the job done. He scored 31 points, and so much of that damage he does is from long range. The stats he put up were amazing. He knew nobody could slow him down, and he went to work. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how much of that performance carries over to tonight.
And Kevin, different scenarios call for different measures. I'm sure he'll just try to provide whatever they need for the win.
Well, I'm sure he's coming in with a lot of confidence after last game. He wants to have a repeat performance here tonight.
And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist in this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful?
Oh, MP slamming it down.
That's a young, creative mind right there. MP doing work.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. They grabbed their own miss. The shot's good. McConnell's got his second bucket.
Plays like that make a coach's life easy. Love the work rate he shows on the glass to get the score.
MP finishes inside. And we've got an injury out on the floor. Very unfortunate as always, guys. Don't like to see this.
And that's the one thing you just really can't control or even guard against, and that's injury.
Yeah, teams do everything they can to protect against it, but at this point, all you can do is hope he's not gone for too long.
Minnesota making some changes. Gobert, he's checked in for Julius Randle. McDaniels comes in for Alexander Walker. And it's Edwards in for Trey Mann. Halliburton against Edwards. Halliburton, no good. Timberwolves leading by 14. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
Free throw good, Edwards. We finished one half of basketball. Minnesota on top. They're up by 7. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
You know what I was just thinking about, fellas? The NBA has lots of bright lights, maybe too bright for some. And looking back on that first half, it certainly hasn't gone as planned for the Pacers.
If they think they'll win with...
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
And the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
And defensively, they're giving him too many good looks out there. They need to start running him off the line.
And now we'll send it over to our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, for an update on Julius Randle. D.A.?
Well, guys, I had a moment to catch up with Minnesota's head athletic trainer. And from what he can tell, he said it doesn't appear to be a terrible injury. And, of course, that would be a brutal loss for this team if he misses any time, as they're getting ready for the end of the season. Kevin?
David, thanks for checking in. On top of it as always.
It's interesting. Even with the advancements in strength and conditioning, injuries continue to impact the game.
Well, this is a high-impact sport, and the league continues to get bigger and faster.
Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. Halliburton in the backcourt, Nembhard to his side. And it's Mathurin in at the small forward position. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. Halliburton against MP. To the paint, 7-foot shot. The shot by Turner, no good.
Oh, you gotta finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks very much. Tyrese Halliburton is a person who's in control. He says, I want to win, so I'm just trying to figure out the right way to do that. Right now, it's get the ball in my hands and just make the right reads. I can facilitate probably better than the majority of people in the league. So that's what I want to do. I want to get my guys involved. Kevin?
He does, doesn't he, David? Every single time. And, David, we thank you for that report. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Halliburton. And MP throws it down hard.
Well, even though he hasn't been in the league a long time, MP knows exactly where to get his points.
Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for the Indiana Pacers. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. And that game concludes a 5-game homestand. And stolen by MP. And here we go. Fast break. MP's got it. A nice shot by McDaniels.
That's a perfect 4 for 4 to open up the second half. Couldn't have asked for a better start after the break.
Here's Halliburton, and Halliburton slams it in.
And a guy who can get up off the floor. Halliburton will throw one down if you're sleeping.
To the middle, here's Gobert, and finished off by Gobert.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
Yeah, they've looked really in sync after the break. Getting the shots they want and converting them.
Halliburton a screen on Edwards. Nembhard the pass to Siakam. For the three. Minnesota with the rebound. At one point, they led by 16.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Inside, MP gets it.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Pass to Nembhard. On the wing, Mathurin. McDaniels defended. Siakam's shot is off. Timberwolves leading by 14. MP finds Williams. Mathurin against McDaniel. Williams has a screen for MP. The tray. And it's Williams. That time the assist by MP.
Good instincts from MP. That kind of passing wins the respect of your teammates.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
Attention fans, now on the court is your Titans squad. Get loud, let them hear it. T-shirt bedlam. Right now, fans, let's hear you go wild.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana.
Substitution on the court.
Here is Edwards. Off the inbound pass. That shot missing.
Nice work defensively to contest that shot right at the rim. Nothing easy.
On the court for Minnesota, the forwards are Edwards and McDaniels. MP out there with Dillingham. And it's Gobert in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And Stan, we seem to be in the midst of a big man renaissance in the NBA. And I love it. So that being said, which of these big stars do you like the most?
Well, that's a tough question because there's so much talent and they're all different. You've got Embiid, who is unstoppable offensively. You've got Wembanyama with his combination of size and length, skill and agility. You've got guys who can shoot the ball. But the guy that combines the most of those things that I would take, Nikola Jokic.
Takes a 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
And that one's good. MP's got 34 points. Indiana's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Ball's knocked loose. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. And he gets it to go. And a closer look here at the hustle stance for the Timberwolves.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And they've also not only created turnovers tonight, but converted on them. All game long, that strategy has been paying off.
Halliburton outside. No good on the triple. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. Has to Gobert. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist. MP's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Here's Halliburton. It balls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
MP passes to Edwards. Back to MP. And the league limiting players from making public trade demands. Which I guess makes sense. That's a big change from the past, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it saves franchises from being put in a tough spot. Keeps a player's trade value high, which helps the team they're leaving.
Here's Nembhard. MP grabs the miss. The Timberwolves have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Edwards kicks to MP. McDaniel sets a screen for MP. 6 to shoot. Outside Edwards. Nailed from three-point land.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Timberwolves.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And, of course, this season for these guys has been just remarkable. Win after win, we've watched them take on the best teams in the league and dispatch them with ease. Tonight will mark win number 72, adding to the storied season one more time.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for MP.
Well, we saw some exceptional passes from him tonight. His vision did a lot to elevate their offense.
Great open look there.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
Nembhard's shot is good.
Well, all of us coaches, we love when you can create looks in close.
Well, for the Timberwolves, they can just run out the clock here. Screen by MP. Edwards, good.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
Yeah, and winning games on the road is huge, especially when you get them in such a convincing fashion.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. So, for Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.